Hi, I'm Riley.
And I'm Katie, and welcome to Ideal Podcast,
where we talk about the ideal and not so ideal moments going from girlhood to womanhood.
Hey guys!
Hi, we're back.
We are coming to the end of the semester.
Stop it right now.
I just kind of want to talk to them.
Yeah, let's update.
So yeah, we've been doing school.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
School and work.
We went on spring break last week, which
felt like a lifetime ago. This has been the longest week of my life. Oh Lord, I went through it this week.
Yeah.
Talk about not an ideal week. This was not an ideal week for me.
But that's life, you know? We're normalizing not having an ideal week. Anyways, it feels good to finally sit down and record again.
Mm-hmm.
But let's do our favorite thing ever!
We've switched sides today. So left side goes first.
Oh, what? That is not a rule that we have.
You always go first. You definitely do. You definitely do.
It's okay. I let you go first.
It just makes sense.
I was like, what? Why are you saying this?
So today we're trying a new brand called Culture Pop Soda. It's probiotic.
As most are.
This one has a little bit more calories than the usual one, 45 calories, but the ingredients are good.
They are good.
No added sugars, and it doesn't include stevia. So my flavor is watermelon lime.
I love their little slogan, soda you can feel good about.
Yeah, it's cute.
Let's give it a try.
I really like it. It's very light. It's very subtle. It's not sweet at all. It's more of like a spindrift almost, but it's very fresh. I rate it a 7.5.
On what?
Okay, fizz I'm going to give a 5. It's not very fizzy.
Mm-hmm.
And flavor I'm going to give a 7.5.
My flavor is wild berries and lime. I smell the blueberry. It slightly reminds me of the United Soda's sour blueberry.
That's good. Yeah. I think I like that one better than mine.
Fizziness is not the best. Mm-hmm. I'll give it like a 5.5.
Yeah.
Flavor? This is a good 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So, let's talk about what we're going to discuss today. We're excited to talk about our most unpopular opinions.
Yeah.
So, my first unpopular opinion I've had for a very long time, probably since early high school. And it is that extreme positivity can be just as bad as extreme negativity. And that's just, I guess, people label that as toxic positivity. And I just think those kind of people only displaying positive emotions makes you neglect all the other emotions that are necessary to feel. And along with that, there are people out there who are very, spread positivity vibes to make themselves seem very sweet and positive, and that's the vibe that they emit. But in reality, they're actually very fake and mean.
Yeah.
They're the people that have like the Psalm 31:7 in their bio, but then they're actually a terrible human being.
Yeah. I feel like the older I get, the more I encounter these kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just something internal, like be yourself. Yeah. Don't create, like you were saying earlier, a facade. Mm-hmm. This perfect picture of yourself, but in reality, you're someone completely different.
Mm-hmm. Some people may believe your facade, but other people will see right through you.
It's what, the sixth sense?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you and I have that because I see straight through people.
Mm-hmm. As like a human being and human nature, I have definitely gotten satisfaction from my friends telling me, oh, you were right about this person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can I say?
Yeah.
Sixth sense, baby.
My first unpopular opinion is that the traditional college experience is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a firm believer that you can still have a bunch of fun without having to do the traditional college things, like going out every weekend and excessively drinking and hooking up and all of that. I feel like I went through my entire college experience without having to get involved in that, and I am so happy with the turnout of everything that I got to experience, and I feel like it's okay to not choose to follow the traditional path of college.
Yeah, everyone has their own way. My next one is a hill that I will die on. This generation, mine including, well, kind of mine ish, but then definitely like younger as well. It is way too soft. And I think that part of that is because of the internet. And, when we grew up, we didn't have like cell phones and stuff to where we couldn't see hate comments online of people hiding behind a screen. I think childhood hardships like bullying, not to say bullying is a good thing because bullying sucks, but I think that it is something that builds a lot of character. I think that childhood bullying, to an extent, like not extreme, but I mean little, stabs here and there as a child, is honestly really necessary to build a strong character because you have to persevere. You have to get through it.
This is crazy.
I know it's such an unpopular thing to say. I would not be the extreme, like foundational, loyal Riley who just takes it and goes with it if I didn't experience what I've experienced in the past. And part of that is nowadays, whether you're like in high school, college, whatever, people will hide behind a screen and bully you from there. And we're just a ballsless generation. Like, come say it to my face.
Dang.
Like, don't hide behind a screen.
I see where you're going with this, and I agree with parts of it. But I think when I just look at my life, I feel like, I mean, maybe my bullying experiences in middle school were not as intense as maybe yours was or other kids. But I feel like there were other things in my life that were more significant and more impactful in my character growth than the bullying that I went through.
Yeah.
But I do see where you're coming from, where it's like people are scared to say things to your face. Not that they should in all cases.
But if you're not going to say it, don't go online.
Yeah.
Because you just have no balls at that point.
Yeah, social media definitely ruined a lot of things for our society.
And just a brief aside, especially young kids, like, I mean, toddlers.
Oh, yeah.
Parents don't say no.
I used to babysit a girl, so I think she was 5, and
That's too
she
young.
had a phone.
Oh, gosh.
And had like a knockoff version of TikTok.
Oh.
That it was like very like kid friendly, but even that, it's like they're already listening to all the trendy songs, all of that. Next, spending money on materialistic things when you don't have the finances for them. You and I talk about this a lot because I think right now it's trendy to always have your nails done, always get your hair done, buy all of this expensive skincare that's not even good for you, all these makeup trends, all of that. And I feel like all these things are great when you have the finances for them. But if you're a broke college student and you're still going out of your way to spend money on all of these things and like do it consistently, it's cool to do it every once in a while where you like reward yourself for something, but I just feel like spending money on things that you don't have
the funds for
is not a smart idea.
Yeah, I guess I'm glad that I never really grew up getting my nails done. Like, I always did them myself because I don't feel the need to like get highlights and get my nails done all the time because it's so much money. Like, when I see people on either TikTok or Snapchat or like whoever it is talk about how much they spent on nails and hair and all this stuff, I'm like, that would overwhelm me. It's just too much with rent, groceries, paying for school, and everything else in between. It's too much for me.
That's why
at this moment.
Do it when you can.
I will be getting my hair and nails done when I am in my career and making bank.
Same. I'll have my nails done every 3 weeks. Buy new clothes all the time. Which is actually a good transition to one of your unpopular opinions.
Yeah, I think impulsive shopping is like a major red flag because it means you have no self-control. And part of that is like the, TikTok shop.
Okay, explain it to me because I don't know what it is.
Basically, you know how people would have like Amazon link trees and
Yeah.
all that stuff? It's basically that, but kind of on crack, where
Oh.
now anyone can have a TikTok shop and promote a product and get commission. So all of these people on TikTok are promoting these random products, and it's so saturated.
It's just creating easy access to spending money.
Mm-hmm.
Like more channels than we even
Right.
need.
And I've even seen influencers talk about how they're trying to be more mindful of not just impulse buying and seeing something online and thinking, oh, I need that right now. Like, I have to try that.
Yes. I just feel like it's like discernment of like understanding, will I actually need this in my life, or am I getting it because everyone else has it?
Yeah.
Another one of my unpopular opinions, I think gender roles are good to a certain extent. I think, like, personally for me, I love being a girl boss, but I'm also so excited to be a stay at home mom, and like take care of my kids and raise them and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our society has like a screwed up version or screwed up understanding of what gender roles are.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still be a good mother while also running your own business and
Yeah.
doing like girl boss things. You could also be a man who provides for his family while also takes care of the kids, and it's like, I don't know, I just feel like we don't have to put ourselves into these boxes, it's like we can do multiple things, but I think gender roles are still healthy and normal and need to be normalized.
Well, I think we was it when we talked about the Barbie movie, maybe
Mm-hmm.
that we discussed gender roles too, of just man and woman were not created the same, and that's not to say that they're not equal in importance, but it's that they bring something different to the table.
Mm-hmm.
We all have different strengths and weaknesses, and that's kind of the purpose of gender roles, is playing on those strengths. And that's what that means. It's not, one is better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think people misunderstand about gender roles. My next one is fairly unpopular, at least in today's age, but I think that
Bozzy.
I don't think that body positivity is always a good thing. And what I mean by that is, if someone is clearly not healthy and not taking care of themselves, that should not be praised.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very popular on social media to do that. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
My next unpopular opinion is not everything needs to be shared on social media. And even though this is maybe slightly popular, I think there are certain things that we normalized when it comes to posting, where it's like what are you getting out of this, And I mean, what comes to mind is like someone gives birth and then they post about their baby like the day of or the next day,
Yeah.
And it makes me think like, enjoy this moment. Like, don't be so in a rush to share about your wedding or the birth of your child or, like all these big events. I feel like we need to enjoy them before we post about them.
My next one is that people are not responsible for your personal triggers. I don't think that anyone should be walking on eggshells or being held responsible for your personal issues. Like, I'll give two examples. One, you're scrolling on TikTok and a video pops up talking about, say, like food and like what I eat in a day. That was very popular in like 2020.
Yeah.
And then the comments are flooded with like, why didn't you put a trigger warning because I struggle with ED and stuff like that. It's like, then scroll past the video.
Yeah.
It's not that person's responsibility to cater to your issues.
Mm-hmm.
That might be an unpopular opinion, but that's just my personal opinion. Or if you're talking to someone and you say something about an issue and you didn't know that they had a, certain struggle, and they get mad at you for it. They didn't know.
Yeah.
It's not their fault.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Don't put that on someone else.
and I think that that's where cancel culture comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Which this might be an unpopular opinion too, but I don't think cancel culture should be a thing.
Same.
I don't think people should be canceled for And the thing is, the people who get canceled are the people who are famous and all over social media.
Mm-hmm.
But if we do something that is equivalent to the same level, we don't get canceled just
Yeah.
because we're not on social media. You know, so it's just like you're picking and choosing who you're canceling,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't make sense.
The fact that we're all human, we are all going to say things that are wrong. We're all going to make mistakes. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
So to try to cancel someone's whole career or whole life over something is just, I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
There's no forgiveness now.
Yeah, which is
Unpopular.
yeah. Obviously, like there are things that are horrible that people do,
Mm-hmm.
but I think we need to be careful with canceling people over things that are not important.
Right.
You know.
Like little tiny things.
Yeah, and like think of all like the celebrities and like influencers that had to record all of those like
Apology videos.
apology
Because
videos.
if you remember the James Charles scandal with, what was her name?
I don't
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't think I do.
It was like James Charles, Jeffree Star, and then that one woman, whatever her name is. Jaclyn Hill?
Yeah.
Was it her?
I don't know. Another one that I get very fiery about. I don't believe in love at first sight. I think that good and like obviously you could find someone attractive,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not going to fall in love with them straight off the bat,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I've heard some people saying that like after their second or third date, they come home and they're like, I'm going to marry this person. Like this is my husband or this is my wife. I think the famous song by Lana,
When you know, you know.
like I feel like that feeling comes way later in the relationship when you have spent time with the person, you got to know them, you got to know their heart, their values, like you met their family and you've seen who they hang out with. I feel like that's when you truly know and that's when you truly fall in love. And saying that you're going to marry someone 3 dates in makes no sense to me because even thinking about like my own experience, I cannot get to know a person on a deep level in 3 dates.
Yeah.
Like it takes time and it takes effort and difficult conversations to really know the heart of a person.
Well, I guess you shouldn't go on The Bachelor then.
No, I could never.
I think
Horrible.
you can meet someone and immediately off the bat you can sense something unique about it and that it might be different than any of the other relationships that you've had. But my next one is actually very unpopular in a very surface level way. Like, this is so irrelevant, but donuts suck.
You just had to mention it.
There is nothing appealing about donuts to me.
I disagree.
I know. It literally tastes like you're eating a piece of white bread and you dumped sugar all over it and you're eating it. There's nothing appealing about it. They smell kind of good, but then once it hits the mouth, it's like, ugh. I will say there's been a few donuts I've liked, and they're always from like a small local shop, and they can't be like mainstream. Like, don't show up to my house with Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts.
I love donuts. I think donuts are delicious. Anyways, now I'm going to say an unpopular opinion that you don't agree with. I don't think you should be dating in high school because, one, those are your primary years of discovering yourself. And even though you could still discover yourself while you're in a relationship, I just feel like when you're that young and you're dating, it could slow down the process of you truly finding yourself. And the main reason for this is because you don't have experience and wisdom like you do when you're older.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like when you're young and you're dating, it could lead to more negative things than positive.
I agree with part of what you said about, because I experienced this of being in a serious relationship in high school and it holding you back from truly finding yourself, especially during those developmental years. But I think for me, like dating in high school is a part of like socializing and figuring out who you want in a partner and the things that you like and the things that you don't like, just in like personalities and things like that. So, do I recommend a serious relationship in high school? No. But do I recommend dating and going on dates and meeting people? Yes. So that's my take.
But I feel like you could still meet and socialize without having to date. I feel like you could form some incredible relationships without having to go on a date with someone. And I feel like at that age, like, kids only want one thing. No one is dating to marry in high school.
No. I mean, I wasn't not dating to marry in high school, but I was dating to
have fun,
to meet people
experience
and like
life
and socialize, and because you can figure out who you are by meeting and socializing with other people.
I agree, but that can be done without having to date. That could be done just by making friends. And like the different girlfriends that you have throughout high school can teach you who you are. Because I can't be friends with her.
I feel like boys are different.
Boys
aren't the same as girls.
Kids have no business having romantic relationships.
I think if you can't drive, you can't date. That's my rule for my kids.
Last one.
Taylor Swift is too idolized.
I agree. And this is coming from someone who I used to really enjoy Taylor Swift's music
me too.
and just her whole image. But I feel like recently the whole idea of Taylor Swift has shifted 180 degrees. Like, she just gives off a different vibe now.
Yeah, because same. I love some of her music. 1989 is one of my favorite like core albums of my life.
I feel like that's a popular opinion. I agree.
Yeah, and I just think after a certain point I just stopped enjoying her music because of just who she is. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's like, even if someone is making good music, but their whole personality and just who they are as a person isn't good, obviously I wouldn't want to listen to their music.
And you can be someone that likes someone's music without totally idolizing them and being obsessed with them. And I think that's part of the issue is the people that love her are so die hard, absolutely insane for her.
Cult vibes.
It's too much. It turns people off, like myself, to her.
Those were our unpopular opinions.
Yeah, we hope that if you disagreed,
that didn't trigger anything. We're not responsible for any triggers.
We hope that if you disagreed, you found it funny and insightful.
A different kind of view of things.
Just lighthearted.
Yeah, we're not here to hate or stir up anything. I think this is just fun to talk about because we're all humans and we're all different and we're raised differently, which leads to different opinions on things.
Yeah, it's fun to chat about.
Yeah.
So,
bye.